Hello again. Today's video will be a little bit different. I've called it an update on Iran. Now, this is going to be a little bit scientific, a little bit political, but with the background, of course, of the prophecies of God concerning Iran. Now, you remember, as I put this into your view, that Iran is, or used to be called Persia. You see there in purple. And Persia is one of those countries in the Gog-Magog alliance with Russia. So Russia and Persia are very close allies. Now the problem with Iran is that it has been developing nuclear fuel. Now, without getting too technical, nuclear fuel is based upon uranium. There's two sorts of uranium, uranium-235 and uranium-238. Only one sort is fissionable. In other words, when you hit it with a neutron, it breaks into many parts and gives you what's called fission products and releases a huge amount of energy. But there's not a lot of uranium-235 in natural uranium as it's mined and purified. And so they have to use centrifuges. Now, the Iranian government have got a large number, 20,000 centrifuges. The first type, the basic type, and now they've got advanced centrifuges, and these are buried in a mountain. I'm looking at my notes here because I'm not able to carry all this information just at once. They've buried it in a mountain, and in other words, if it's attacked, the facility, if you're attacking with a bomb, you've got to go through a mountain first to get to the facility. So it's pretty difficult to get rid of, to bomb. Now, Iran says, of course, that it's making enriched uranium for the use in power stations, as they do in France and in Britain, and those are the places I know about. Enriched uranium. I've been around power stations. I know a lot about it because I've been on many school visits around power stations. Pelleted uranium-235. And that is what the Iranians say they are enriching the natural uranium for. But of course, when you enrich uranium with a centrifuge, which is a spinning machine, I'm not quite sure of the way in which that is done, but the centrifugal force separates the uranium-238 from the uranium-235, and you're able to get what's called enriched uranium. Now, these centrifuges have been at work, and they should have been inspected by the International Association of Atomic Energy. And the Iranians kind of hid these centrifuges away, and there's a long history. I don't want to go into that, but anyway, the present situation is that they now, according to their boast, they've now got enough fissionable or nuclear material to make a bomb. In fact, to make about 8 to 10 bombs, which is enormous for the country it is. Now, that's what they've been doing, and they have now found that they can deliver it because they developed let me tell you what this is. It's a solid fuel, self-propelled, lightweight and extremely fast ballistic missile. They've called it Khaybar Shechan. And you can check this out for yourself. I'm not going to spell it for you. Now, that's named after an ancient war between the Jews and the Muslims, which the Muslims won. And they put this rocket on display, and they've got quite a number of rockets. Now, to flex their muscles and to show Israel that they are very, very strong, in December last year, December the 24th, Christmas Eve last year, Iran fired 16 of these ballistic missiles, surface-to-surface ballistic missiles, and they did that in a military drill just before Christmas. And they did it, and they've said that these ballistic missiles can also penetrate the protective dome. Israel has got an anti-missile system which is called the Iron Dome, and they're seeking to sell the Iron Dome to friendly countries like Saudi Arabia. But the Iranians are saying, your Iron Dome is not going to protect you against our new missile. It will penetrate your Iron Dome. Now, let's just think in finishing, what's the aim of all this? Well, Iranians hate the Jews. It's a Muslim centre. It's run by clerics, and the mullahs run the country. And their ultimate goal is what they call the liberation of Palestine. In other words, they want to actually wipe Israel off the map completely. And they say that the land does not belong to Israel, the land belongs to the Palestinians, and they endorse, heavily finance the Palestinians, and the money for the rockets that's fired from Gaza and from Hezbollah in Lebanon and so on, firing into Israel and causing a lot of problems. Quite a lot of the rockets are taken out by the Iron Dome, but the money comes from Iran. Now, in the development of this rocket, this solid state rocket, Russians have been very much involved. Now, this is what is going to happen. Israel cannot just sit by and let Iran develop a nuclear weapon. It knows it's got the ballistic missile delivery system, and it knows it's got the missile fuel. They've got the fuel, and they've got the explosive head, the missile head. They've got the fissionable uranium nuclear fuel. So they've got the delivery system and the bomb. And Israel is only 1,000 kilometres away, and this missile can now reach 1,400 kilometres. So Israel must attack. This is going to be in the news shortly. What the consequences of the attack will be, I don't know, but I'm telling you quite clearly that look out for an Israeli preemptive strike. It cannot allow a ballistic missile to deliver an atomic bomb on its country. It'll be too devastating.